I'm Mike Gauger, the Chief Deputy. I oversee law enforcement and corrections, and I get to attend these retirements, and it's always a lot of fun. When you have over 4,000 employees, you don't get to know all your employees, really. I mean, sometimes there's people working there that I pulled up the scenes and pulled up the places, and they said, well, you can't come in here. Oh, you mean I can go home? Oh, okay, thanks a lot. But, Donald Powell is one of those guys that I've known, and I've known him for his work. So I kind of want to talk about this is like, okay, who is Donald Powell? Who is Donald Powell? So here he is. His ID 3286. How many 5 digits do I have here tonight? Anybody? We got 5-digit ID numbers now. And actually, Don's kind of an old timer at 3286 because my ID number is 1314. Don was born 13 May 1967. Oh, March, that's right. Can't read my writing. I abbreviated it. 13 March 1967. He was born to Leroy and Bertha Powell at St. Mary's Hospital. He's a native of Florida, and we don't see that a lot. He has one brother, Curtis. Hi, Curtis. His education, Grove Park Elementary School, and that place is still going strong. I know that principal calls me all the time, asking me for money. Then he went to John F. Kennedy Junior High, and then he went to North Shore High School. Played football. Yeah, of course. Graduated in 1985. And then he went to South Tech. And can you imagine this? He wanted to be a fireman. He wanted to be a fireman. But he got all that education, but he made the right choice. He said, I'm gonna be a policeman. I'm gonna get a law enforcement. So that's what he did. He had some great jobs. He worked at places like Lindsay Lumber. Wow. Believe it or not, he was a salesman in the home care center. He said he liked all those housewives coming in. And that might be where he met his wife, Tracy. I'm not sure.
No.
But then he wanted something more exciting. So he became a ramp agent for aircraft services at Palm Beach International Airport. The only thing I'd ask, did you ever deliver $240,000 to the men's room? Y'all heard about that case just recently. That was a guy that worked for Delta Airlines. And you know how those Delta employees are. And I have to say that she never brought $240,000. Yeah, that I know of. Maybe she had a boyfriend. And you know what? I was kind of interested to see this. Back in 1983, he had a fancy Camaro. But when I looked at his history, he never got a ticket. Never got a ticket. Now, how many of you can say that? Really? How many? Emery, can you say that? Memory. Oh, how quick we forget. Right, Colonel? He applied to places like the West Palm Beach Fire Department. But lucky, their loss was our gain. He met this beautiful lady, Tracy Davis, and they got married in August of 1988. 1988. I got that right? And they were married by none other than Reverend Griffith Davis. So I had to ask Tracy earlier, I said, was that your dad? Did he have a shotgun? They have 2 children, Jasmine and Devon. Devin. Devin's here? Oh, okay. Jasmine's here. He attended the Palm Beach Junior College and went to the corrections class, number 45. How many were in class 45? Anybody else?
Carlos. Bentley.
Class 45? All right. And he was hired full-time June 30th of 1986. And his base pay for the year was $18,668. Wow. Darlin takes more than that home a month. You know, he liked school. You know, so he went to a lot of classes. He became an FTO, went to the field training class. And he also went to crossover. He graduated there in, what year was that? Crossover Academy. Not too long after 88.
What year was that, Carlos?
90?
89. Yeah, I thought it was.
And then it kind of, you know, when you really get to know somebody is when you start reading the letters that people write in. And, you know, for commendations. He didn't have any bad letters in his jacket. Not everybody here can say that. Right, Bembry?
Right. It's all right. That's that right on the head.
He even got a letter from an inmate by the name of Jim Chadwick, who was not only an inmate, but a trustee at the Stockade. You probably don't remember. And he said, he wrote to commend the sheriff's office for having a fine establishment for people who aren't really bad people if they just change their ways. So, and he listed Donald Powell as one of those individuals at the Stockade that earned his respect, and he had to write the letter. He's a pretty famous guy. He was featured in the Palm Beach Post a number of times. Donald here saved a lady's life who had an accident with 2 other girls in the car on their way to school, went into a canal, trapped in the car, and Donald jumped in and held that woman's head above the water, held her head above the water, and kept her alive until paramedics got there and they could get her out of the car. So he got a life-saving award. I can't tell you, he was nominated as Deputy of the Year, and I can't tell you, it's probably like 6 or 7, 8 times that he was nominated as Deputy of the Month. He got numerous commendations, and you know, one thing I really like to see in the commendations, he had multiple commendations for perfect attendance. Oh, yeah. No FMLA, no fake workers' comp. Tracy said, get your ass to work here. He got a letter from Captain Robert Tidings from the West Palm Beach Fire Department because he responded to the scene with the other firemen and said, if it wasn't for Donald, that girl would not be alive today. And she was struggling. She was nominated by Stu Jerk for Deputy of the Year. He was letters for all the work that he did at the different schools, making presentations. You know, he cuts a fine swath. You know, you look at him, he's the image of what people think policemen should and deputies should look like. He volunteered to go to Volusia County and work up there with our EFF team when they had the huge reunions up there where there was a lot of trouble up there. He volunteered, there was another place too he went, go out west?
Yeah.
Tampa? You wanted to go to the Democratic
Mandatory.
or the Republican. Both of them. And I know, but who got you to go to Pittsburgh? I know that. But he's one of the guys from corrections that joined the emergency field force. And what we wanted to do back, and I had to fight Colonel Bradshaw because he didn't want anybody to go out of state. But we wanted our EFF team to be trained and experienced so that if we have some major incident here in Palm Beach, we'd be ready. Well, these guys went up to Pittsburgh, they went to Tampa, they went to other places, they went to hurricanes and helped in hurricane reliefs, and we are tried and true. And you sure you don't want to stay in the reserves and stay in the EFF?
Oh no.
You know, after he did the law enforcement thing, the Crossover Academy, he went to a review board, and immediately they chose him and said, "You are selected to go to the room." And he thought about it and thought about it and thought about it and came back and said, "No," he said, "I'm going to stay in correction." Well, I wasn't going to give that up. And you know, I got to say too, they've been married 26 years.
Wow.
To the same woman. To the same woman. Now, I work with a lot of deputies who were married 26, 30, 40 years, 28 years.
When they
Okay? Yeah. Guys that I work with are married that long, but to 3 or 4 different women. And I'm not pointing the finger.
you sure it's 20?
Yeah.
Hey, Don. Don, them other 2 years count too.
Yeah, they count.
So he decided to stay in corrections and went to the career deputy path. He worked in Nelson Bailey's court.
Yes.
Who was a longtime friend of mine. Nelson and I go back to when Nelson ran for judge the first time. I helped him with his campaign. A great man. I mean, just the nicest man you'd ever a country word. So then I went to look at his evaluation. I wish I had his evaluation. They're all O's and E's. You can't hear, honey? Miss, you can't hear? That's nice because you always say, I can't hear you. I'm saying, honey, I didn't hear you. What? What, honey? But I'll tell you what, you also know somebody by their evaluation. He effectively diagnoses situations and excels at making right decisions. And when I say O's and E's, that's outstanding and excellent. His relationships with people that he worked with, his co-workers, his supervisors, and obviously from the letters, his relationship with the inmates, because that means so much. And he's not one of those guys that had to go and get involved in uses of controls all the time. He was able to handle things without that. He's a self-starter and continually did things that everybody looked forward to. And he's the kind of employee that Sheriff Bradshaw, and I know I appreciate, and he's done a wonderful job. And, you know, I can't wait till he signs something in return. Tracy, we have a little certificate of appreciation. It says here, upon the occasion of your spouse's retirement, you are commended for your unselfish, faithful, and devoted service. Your unfailing support and understanding have been vital ingredients to the lasting contribution of your spouse. And thank you for allowing him to join the reserves.
That's nice.
Your certificate of retirement. Donald Powell. Upon your retirement, we recognize your contributions over the course of your career and express our deepest appreciation for your 29 years of service. June 30th, 1986 to May 16th, 2016. Wow. So you wouldn't get this from the fire department. And those guys never stay married. So. Here's one of your plaques. It says, it's your retirement plaque, your 29 years of honorable service and appreciated by the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office and the citizens of this county with sincere thanks and appreciation. Sheriff Bradshaw, May 6th. One of the things we did for corrections a few years ago was what? Finally. That took a few years to get done, but we got it done. Yeah. And Donald, you chose to have this this box for your weapon.
Oh wow. That's nice. That's nice.
Could have had that imitation Rolex, but he chose to have this box.
For your weapon. That's nice.
But one of the neatest things that we give out, you must have your ID card. We give out the ID, retirement card, and your retirement badge. So it's always good to carry your driver's license in here. So if you ever do get stopped, which you never do, you go in there and you're standing there, you go, let me get my license. Does it work, Benry? Worked for me the other day. Yeah, they stopped him. They was wondering who that kid was driving that car. But Donald, again, thank you.
Well, I probably don't talk as loud as the chief talks. One of the things I can promise you is I won't talk as long as the chief talks. Donald, the chief has already given you the plaque, the certificate, everything. But I would just like to share with you, I've known you pretty much all my life. Everyone here knows you as it relates to the job. A lot of people here also know you away from the job. I was at Kennedy when you was at Kennedy. I was at North Shore when you was at North Shore. But more importantly, I was in church with you. You and your family. You are a splitting image of your dad. I worked with your dad before I came to the Sheriff's Department. And the work ethics that I saw in your dad, I see it in you at the Sheriff's Department. We appreciate everything that you contribute to the Sheriff's Department.
You know, that's really nice to know, Al. Now I know where I can get some landscaping done. Donald?
Yes. Hey, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for taking our time to come and celebrate this moment with me and my family today. I was always told people can be kind, but they don't have to choose you to be kind to. So I appreciate everything that you have done. I appreciate the years of friendship that I've established with a lot of you guys. My family, I love you. My daughter, Jasmine, my wife of 27 years.
28, man.
Thank you for putting up with me in this job. Okay, and what's most important to me is that, you know, it was a blessing to me. I thank God for having an opportunity to have a career for 30 years. Like I was telling the captain today, to as I was going around, you know, different places and just saying goodbye to everybody. You know, for putting a roof over my head with my family, for putting clothes on their back, for putting food on the table, and providing me an opportunity to give my kids a college education. Okay, the second part is I wish my dad was here. My mom would say this is not the pretty much environment for my mom, but otherwise she would have been here. But I lost my dad 3 years ago. That was my rock, me and my brother's rock. I had a very close relationship with my dad. I love him dearly. And just like Al was saying, you know, I was raised, everything that you hear, you see, my raising, everything came out of my raising. You know, so it's just a compliment to him and my parents. And I appreciate the raising. And I want to do the same for my kids. He's always told me, he said, listen, son, you got to do 10 times better for your kids than I did for you. And I'm striving, I'm trying to do that. And that's my goal. I appreciate, love everybody for coming out, taking time out of your busy schedule to come and just celebrate this moment with me. Thank you, I love you, and appreciate you.
All right. Well said. Well said, man.